We've had back-to-back swells here, and I've been in the water as much as possible. However, unfortunately, my local spot can't handle the swell size, so it's just shutting down and closing out. I've been forced to surf a spot that has a deep water channel and can hold the swell. Despite many friends trying to convince me to surf there with them for the past year plus, I just never really had any real interest in this spot. But like everything in life, it's about timing, and it was finally time for me to surf the only spot left that was working near my house with this swell. It was interesting, and I had a lot of fun because I knew more than half of the guys out. However, the people I didn't know were just as bad as the people I don't know at my local break, constantly in the way. And with the size of the swell, you really just didn't want people in your way who didn't know what to do or didn't have the ability to get out of the way fast enough. The first time I surfed the spot, it had more north in it, and it was a lot more manageable, and I got about 8 waves that day. And the second time I surfed it, it had a lot more west, so it was running wide and shutting down until it got closer to the channel, and you'd have to pick it off there, and that became complicated with as many guys as there were out in the lineup. And for what it was worth to have guys in my way when I had about 5 good opportunities to catch a wave, it just made it an undesirable place to surf for me. Despite the conditions still being unfavorable for my local spot, and despite the fact that lifeguards shut down the beach to all non-locals, I went out for a surf and got 1 wave before I came in. There was a heavy current running through the lineup, and it would suck you out of position, and with the texture from the wind on the water, it was making it still a little bit too unruly to have a good surf. So I hustled home and loaded up my truck to go skate. I've been waiting for the right time to try out this new rail I bought on Amazon that finally got to me after 2 months of waiting. The 2 tricks I've been wanting to do, I was able to do pretty easily, and for not having done any rail skating in 25 years, it came right back to me. But the other tricks I was really good at once upon a time, and still have confidence that I could do, I was a little bit hesitant to try with this C5 Carver truck since it's an unstable truck. I don't know if I'll get to try any of those tricks with this truck. Maybe I'll just go for it and see what happens, but I might have to end up buying regular independent trucks to be able to further progress with my rail skating. I did roll up to the rail several times thinking about attempting those tricks, but I can tell you it was kind of daunting and even scary, and this is the first time that I was sort of fearful to try something that once upon a time I was really super consistent with and good at. And this lip slide took me, I believe, 4 tries or so before I landed it after the first time trying it in over 2 decades. Once I got it back after a few attempts, I think I landed every single one from there on out. And I know with these other tricks I want to try, it's just a matter of trying, and I'm sure after several attempts I'll have it wired again, but it's just super scary to attempt to do stuff on a rail when you haven't done it for so long. Whoops, I did miss one more right here. After putting so much focus into skating the rail, I felt funny getting back to the rest of my routine tricks that I practice when I practice skating. Rail skating is such that it requires a lot of focus, and since I haven't done it in so long, it's not in my back pocket like it once was. And I could see that the extreme focus sort of took the rest of my skate session out of focus. I was super stoked, however, to get these few tricks on the rail that I've been thinking about for the better part of the last couple years, knowing that if I had a proper rail, I could probably easily do them. So that felt good. In the meanwhile, I have to start to deeply think about how I'm going to attempt these other rail tricks without doing anything that's going to put me in a compromising situation. The other thing I tried to work on today was my ollie off the kicker ramp. I was watching a guy who gives tutorials on YouTube on the vert ramp, and he mentioned letting your legs come up slowly when you pop. So I gave that advice a try, and I think it made a difference.